Welcome to our series on revealing the sod of the complete Zohar, section by section and parsha by parsha. We are in Book 1, Section 3, titled Who Has Created These? In the beginning, Bereshit, Rabbi Eleazar began the discussion by quoting, "Lift up your eyes on high, and behold, who has created these things?" Yeshayahu, chapter 40, verse 26. Lift up your eyes on high. To what place? To that place to which all eyes are turned. And who is he that created these things? He is the opening of the eyes. And you should know that therein, in the concealed Atikah, the ancient one, lies the question, who has created these? And who is he? Who? He is called from the end of heaven, on high, as everything is in his domain. And since one can ask about him, and he is concealed and not revealed, he is called Who. Because beyond him, one may not pose questions. Thus, the end of heaven is called Who. Bereshit. Using the cipher of Israel, Beit is the front of the Sephirah of Chokmah, and indeed it is written Rashit Chokmah. This refers to the Sephirah Chokmah, which is called the world of Atzilut. Ribi El Atzar, Rabbi Eleazar. Eleazar can be permuted to say El to Zer, referring to Zer Einpin. Thus, this passage is the secret of Zer Einpin, as indicated by the name Eleazar, now being read as El Zer. Patek Sao Marom Enekem Vero Mi Bara Ele. He opened by quoting, "Lift up your eyes on high, and behold, who has created these things?" Enekem, which is a plurality of the word ayin, meaning an eye, refers to Sheva, to seven. We know this from the verse, the seven eyes of the Lord. Mi bara ele. Mi refers to the Sephirah of Binah. Bara is the secret of Bariah. And ele is the secret of Zerainpin and Nukva. Zerainpin is the secret of El, and Malchut is the secret of He. Thus, lift up your eyes refers to the lower seven Sephirot, Chesed, Gavura, Tifreth, Netzach, Hod, Yisad, and Malchut. This is further alluded to in the sod of the name Rabbi Eleazar, which we learned was Elazar. Furthermore, Binah is the secret of Mi. Bara is the world of Bariah, as we had already established Atziluth in the world Bereshit, which he opened the discussion with. Who has created these? Mi, bara, ele. Mi refers to Binah, and ele refers to Zerainpin and Nukva. Zerainpin is called El when it's not in its place, and the He of ele refers to the Nukva. Thus, the son and the daughter emerged out of the womb of the mother. And indeed, mi bara ele. Lift up your eyes on high. To what place? to that place to which all eyes are turned. And who is he that created these things? He is the opening of the eyes. The opening of the eyes refers to that upper eye, the eye of Arik Einpin, which is Keter, Chokhmah, and Bina. And similarly, it is written, the eye of the Lord is over those who are in awe of him. And then again it is written, the 7 eyes of the Lord. And you should know that there in the concealed Atika lies the question, who has created these, and who is he? Uman iho mi. And who is me? He hu. In the thought of blessed is he, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Hu, he, refers to the Ancient of Days and the ancient Holy One called Atika Kadisha, who is garbed in Atikamin. So he is the Atik inside of Keter, called Atika Kadisha, and the Atikomin, which is in Hokmah, and they are garbed inside of Bina. Thus it says, he is who. Thus, Zerainpin and Nukva were created by the same creative source that generated Bina, in which Bina is simply a garment or a vehicle. He is called from the end of heaven, on high, as everything is in his domain. Hehu de ikre, miktsek, he shamayim, le ela. It states that he, which refers to the Ancient One, is the end of Hashemayim. Hashemayim, the hay in front of it, identifies the Zerayim Pina Berea. And in a higher interpretation, it refers to the fact that Bina is the garment for the Ancient One, and that he is the end of the heavens in Berea, alluded to by the word Hashemayim, with the hay in the front, which signifies Berea, which is the hay, the first hay of Yod He Vav He of the 4 worlds. In a lower interpretation, he is the end of the heavens, and heavens refers to Zerayin Pin in general, in which, in this case, he still is the highest. Thus it states, everything is in his domain. De kola keyoma bir shotea. And this is, everything is in his domain. The word domain has a direct allusion to the word Bereshit, which is a furthering of the fact that Hehu, he, is connected to Atzilut, which is alluded to by the word in his domain being connected here to the word Bereshit. And since one can ask about him, and he is concealed and not revealed, he is called Hu. Because beyond him one may not pose questions. Thus the end of heaven is called Hu. Hu refers to Bina, and Hu is an interrogative article. You ask who, as in seeking an identity. And beyond who, there is no question. This place is the place of Atzilut or Atzil, which means emanation. And here there are no questions, only answers. Thus, who is called the end of heaven. as lift up your eyes and see who created these refers to the lower 7 forms: spirit form, desire form, holy form, soul form, emotion form, mental form, and physical form. And these forms have questions in terms of the nature of Hashem and knowing Hashem. Once they obtain the grade of Bariya, which is Bina, they enter the garden, which is the front and back of Bina, Gimel the front and Nun the back. Once they enter this place, beyond, there are no questions, just answers. There is another one down below called Ma, what, a combination of the 2 letters Mem and He. And what is the difference between me and Ma, who and what? The first one is concealed and is called me, who. It remains a question, as who is an interrogative article. After man has searched and inquired in order to see and understand from one level to another until he reached the end level of all, after he had arrived there, he is asked what? What have you learned? What have you seen? What have you attended to, since everything is still concealed and hidden as before? Ve'it, achara, la teta, ve'ikre, me. Me, bin, he lache, ela, ked ma'a. Satima'a, da ikre, mi. Ke yoma, leishe, la. The first one, ela, kedma'a. And kedma'a comes from the word kadam. Kadam in Hebrew means east, which is the sephira of Keter. Similarly, this is the place called Kadmon, which is associated as well, thus further establishing what was stated before, that the ancient one, who is in the east, Keter, is concealed inside of Bina. Thus, mi, which refers to Bina, Mem Yod, is here, and below, me, which is ma, or what, is Malchut. And so it says, after man is an allusion to Zerayinpin. As is written, man is a tree. Chesed, Gevurah, Tifreth, Netzach, Hod, and Yisod is a Partsufin called a man. After man has searched and inquired in order to see and understand. To see and to understand. The aspect of the eyes comes from the world of Atziluth. The aspect of the ears comes from the world of Bariya. The aspect of the nose comes from Yetzirah. And the aspect of the mouth comes from Asiya. Thus, a man, which refers to Zerayinpin, has searched through all the levels, referring his own grades. And then to see and to understand. To see refers to Atzilut, and to understand refers to Bina. After he has arrived there, mainly to Kether, he is asked what? What refers to Malkut. And Malkut, which is called Ani, I, is rearranged to Ayin, which means nothing. And it is known that Malchut ascends to the endless, meaning Malchut ascends to Keter. Thus, when a person has ascended all of these grades, they are asked what. Furthermore, what is oral Torah? And oral Torah is the secret of the temple and the measurements of the temple, as it is written regarding the Son of Man. Take this and measure the temple, the dimensions of the temple. After he has arrived there, he is asked what? This means, what have you learned and what have you seen? What have you attended to? since everything is still concealed and hidden as before. Concealed refers to Bina, and Hokmah refers to hidden, those being the concealed and hidden heads, 2 of 3. And about this secret it is written, "What shall I take to witness to you? What shall I liken to you?" Because when the temple was destroyed, a voice came forth and said, "What shall I take to witness for you?" What refers to the oral Torah. What indeed is likened to Hashem? What indeed can we take as a witness? And what indeed is a witness for or against us? This being the thought of, my soul hates. Nefesh, the soul, being all Malchut. When the temple was destroyed, referring to Malchut, a voice came forward, referring to Zerayinpin, called a voice, saying, "What can I take as a witness to you indeed? And what shall I liken to you?" This teaches that HaKadosh Baruch Hu permitted only one thing to be likened to him, and that is oral Torah. This means that using what I shall witness about you each and every day since the Ancient of Days. And each and every day the sages take up what, which is oral Torah, which is Malchut, which is the angel over Israel. And each day the sages delve deep into the oral Torah to have da'at of Hashem, knowledge of Hashem. And in doing so, they have something both to witness and liken. Each and every day since the Ancient of Days. The Ancient of Days, Atik Yomin, refers to the world of Atzilut. And again, the mysteries are the only thing permitted to be witnessed and likened to Hashem. Furthermore, each day the sages take the mysteries to know the secrets of Hashem. As it is written, I call heaven and earth to witness this day against you. Heaven refers to Zerayinpin, Chesed, Gevura, Tifreth, Netzach, Hod, Yisod, and earth refers to Malchut. Heaven refers to the spirit form, desire form, holy form, soul form, emotion form, mental form, and physical form. So heaven and earth bear witness against an individual because they are the store deposits of our sums of experience. And they bear witness against every single individual because both heaven and earth are under the domain of the divine constructs. And so it is written, I call heaven and earth to witness this day against you. What shall I liken to you? In the very same manner, I crowned you with the holy crowns and made you ruler over the world. Crowned with many crowns refers to the many kethers that emanate from the highest kether, the most concealed, these being called many crowns. The higher constructs being called ruler over the world. The world being Malchut, Zerayinpin, Saba Tavuna, Abba Inma, Arikainpin, Atik Yomin, and Tika Kadisha are above. As is written, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty? City refers to Zerayinpin, Chesed, Gevura, Tifreth, Netzach, Hod, and Yisod. And similarly, beauty Tiferet is the secret of the Sephiro of Tiferet. And its perfection refers to the completion of the Partsufim, mainly being the lights of Abba and Ima. I have called you, Jerusalem, built as a city that is compact together. What shall I equal to you? Referring to the nature of the worlds and how they are compacted into each other, and the secret of Simsum and the circular aspect. And it states, what shall I equal to you? For Malchut is a reflection of all these orders, and the only proper way of seeing them. Just as your situation is here, so it is seemingly above. Just as now the holy nation does not enter below with the sacred arrangements, so I swear to you that I will not enter above until your throngs come to you down below. The sacred arrangements refer to tree, fruit, and seed. Tree refers to the four worlds. Fruit refers to the Sephirot. And seed refers to the respective Partsufim. The proper order of these things is called the arrangements. And so, as Israel is in exile above, so is Israel in exile below. The proper arrangements needing to be manifested in order for it to enter below. Similarly, below will not enter above in the same likeness. This is your consolation, that I equate you with this level in every respect. And now you are here. Your breach is great like the sea. Again, reiterating that Malchut is the only thing to be equated, the only thing permitted. This, of course, being the oral Torah, which can only be discerned through the written Torah. And these two together are the secret of the mother's Torah. And it is written of this, if you do good, you will enter the garden, which is the world of Berea, called the mother's Torah, as it is written, do not forsake your mother's Torah. As it is written, your Torah is a fire. As it is written, on the 8th day they'll be circumcised. As it is written, 7 days under the mother, on the 8th day a fire offering to Hashem. And after this, it is written in Deuteronomy, thus says Hashem, I will take you to the land of your fathers. Land refers to Malchut, and fathers is Abba, Chokmah, the world of Atzilut. If you claim that you have no existence or remedy, then who shall heal you? Namely, that same concealed supernal level, called Hu, through which everything exists, shall heal and uphold you. The Atika Kadisha, which is called He, is garbed inside Hu. So if a person has lost all hope and feels that there is no chance of overcoming, and if you claim that you have no existence or no remedy, then who shall heal you? Who shall heal you indeed? It is not a question. Similarly, who will save you? Who will heal you? Who will lead you? Who will help you? Who will guide you? Me, which is who? The end of heaven above, which is Israel, Saba, and Tavuna. Nukva is Malchut, Zerayin Pin, the 6 Sephirot, Chesed, Gevur, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, and Yisod. Bina is made out of 2 Partsufim, Saba, Israel Saba, and Israel Tavuna. Hokmah is made out of 2 Partsufim, Abba and Ima. And Keter is made out of 3 Partsufim. They are Atika Kadisha, Atik Yomin, and Arik Einpin. Together, these create 9 lights. But it states here regarding me, which is Bina, it is equated with Israel, Saba, and Tavuna, and this is proper. Ma, which means what? Memhe, means the end of heaven below, which is Malkut. Ma refers to the end of heaven below. Mi refers to the end of heaven above. Heaven is Zerainpin, and its 2 heavens are who and what. And this is what Jacob inherited, as he shall reach from end to end. Yaakov refers to the Partsufim of Zerainpin, Chesed, Gevurah, Tifreth, Netzach, Hod, and Yisod. So it is written here, this is what he inherited from one end to the other end, referring to Binah and Malchut, referring to who and what. From the end of above, which is me, down to the lower end, which is Ma, what. From the end above me to the end below, what. Because he stands in the middle, and because of this, mi bara ele. Mi bara ele. Ele refers to Zerainpin and Nukva. And because he stands in the middle, mainly that Yaakov, which is in between Bina and Malchut, and it is written he inherited from one end of heaven to the other end. And so they reiterate Mi bara ele, referring to the fact that Zerainpin and Malchut emanated out of Bina. And furthermore, it is stated that he, referring to the Atikah, is garbed inside of Hu and brought all of these things into manifestation. With that being said, that concludes our section covering who has created these, Mi bara ele. In our next episode, we will be covering the thought of who has created these of Eliyahu, the 4th section. If you'd like to support, I'll leave a link down below to Patreon. As always, feel free to share these videos, like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to check out our TikTok. And if you haven't, pick up a copy of Sefer Yira. There'll be a series running alongside this one that covers the Sod of that book as well. Alrighty then. That being said, Shalom and Selah.